What's up, ladies and gents? My name is Splattercat, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today we are playing another episode of Rogue Legacy. Now, I'm not really sure what I want to do with this episode. I haven't really decided, but I was thinking about doing a curse run just to see if we can make a little bit of cash before we knock over the next boss. I am trying to draw this series out at this point. I know we've leveled up pretty much as you really need to take out all of the mini-bosses comfortably, but, you know, I like to live a little less close to the edge before I go into final bosses, things of that nature. Plus, I wanted this playthrough to be a little bit more slow-paced so that newer players could pick up from it. So, we have a couple choices for our character in this playthrough. I did play this character right here just to warm up. I've been playing Super House of Dead Ninjas, and because both games are platformers and they both play kind of at their own pace, I've been playing them both with the controller. My thumbs have gotten used to playing Super House of Dead Ninjas, and so I lost control of my float and things of that nature, so I had to do a little practice run before we came back in here. So there's a knave here now. I'm sorry, an assassin. We upgraded our knave, and what he's going to allow us to do is go into mist form, which means we can't be damaged. It's a very cool ability, very useful, but he doesn't hit very hard. As a trade-off, he crits a lot though. We also have a OCD Dwarf Barbarian King, which is a pretty interesting choice. Comes with scythes, which will allow us to clear certain things. For a curse run, though, I'm not really sure that I want to go with a little guy with less reach. And then finally, an Archmage. I don't like Archmages at all, so the chances of us playing one in this playthrough are pretty limited. I don't really like them that much. They're one of those classes that it's not that I can't get my head wrapped around them, I just don't like how weak their melee is. I suppose for this, we're doing a curse run, so I'm going to go with the Barbarian King so that we'll have a little bit of extra health to play around with. The OCD is going to help us, plus the Dwarfism is going to allow us to get into areas we otherwise wouldn't be able to. Now, in order to do what I want to do, we need to go visit the Aruni lady first, the Oracle. And so now, let's take a look. I've got a dash rune for my helmet, looks like. Yeah, I've got the curse rune there. Where else do I have the curse rune? I have a curse rune. Yikes, everything's more or less tied up the way I want it to be at the moment. That's a little weak. So I can put the dash rune here. I can also do a vampire rune there, maybe. What about... Okay, so there's not much cursing going on right now. I don't really want to give up my double jump or my dash, unfortunately. So maybe we won't do this as a curse run. We'll do a curse run in the next go. Well, let's do it. We'll go without... Let's see here. We'll go with the dash rune right there. We'll get rid of the life drain rune. We'll put the curse rune in. What the curse rune's going to do is it levels up the mobs and makes them a little bit harder, but we get more rewards. And so I suppose instead of... Let's see here. We've got a dash rune there. A double jump there. We don't really need a dash rune here, so what we'll do is we'll put a curse in right there. We don't have the curse rune for the cape, unfortunately. That leaves me with 3,000 golds left to see what we can do. I haven't taken a look at my equipment in a little while, so I'm going to do that real fast. I believe that was the Sage Sword. Gives us a little bit more gold, but we hit not... Yeah, that's not... I'm not going to have enough damage. That's a little bit terrifying. So I don't think I've picked up any gear. It's been a little bit since I played last. You guys may have noticed that I've been doing one video a day. I needed to take a couple days off and kind of clear my head. Just a whole bunch of stuff going on in personal life. You know how it goes. Sometimes things come up, and you're just like, you know what, I need a personal day. It is what it is. So let's go ahead and increase the... Well, we've got a little bit extra cash to spend. I suppose I can go with the gold bonus. That's never a terrible thing to spend money on, so we'll go with the gold bonus for now. We can't afford the rank 2 of it, but it's something. Let me make sure there's nothing else that I can upgrade here. Yeah, I was going to say, I was about to run off into the sunset and not level things up. I'm going to go with my increased crit rate, because I do like to have a sizable chunk of crit. I am one of those people that's a bit of a crit addict, so have to live with that, and I apologize if this episode does not go well. Just be aware that in console gaming fashion, my fingers have betrayed me and gotten used to a different game, so a different similar game. Now, we have no life drain in this run, but we do have a lot of extra HP that's going to keep us our heads above water as we go along, so hopefully that'll keep us squared away. No mobs as of yet. I don't really know what the upgrade's going to be on a lot of these cats, so... Well, it doesn't look to be too much. I mean, we're still able to one-shot things with one swing, so... I don't know if it makes the level as a whole more difficult or if it just levels up the mobs. That's something that I'm not really too clear on, but we'll persevere and figure things out as we go along. It looks like it just levels them up, from what I can tell. Not really sure, though. A little bit of health there, and we got ourselves a well. I'm actually going to leave the well alone. I'm going to leave well enough alone at the time, and we'll see if we can get our way through here. Ah, damn it. Because we're little, I thought I could sneak by right there. I've already done it in a past episode. I don't know what it is about that last gate, but I always misjudge it. Every single time. So we are going to have to get a little bit of health back right now. Because we're OCD, we should probably use magic quite a bit. And so there it is, just to prove that I do use magic on occasion. Oh, and we almost jumped through some spikes there. I want my gold. Aha! Gold, you are... Oh, we killed something else over here that was off camera. Barrel, give me your gold. This guy, stand on a table for just a moment, just be a terrible party guest. Oh, and yeah, as you can tell, having a little bit of an adjustment period. Without life drain, I am going to have to live on the edge. And just kind of live with my mistakes here, which is never something that I like doing. Everybody just likes to brush their mistakes under the rug. I am one of them, and down he goes. Yeah, we got 2 gold coins there instead of 1. So I don't know if there's an enormous difference between this mode and the otherwise safer version, but this curse run should net us something. If nothing else, it might be entertaining. So we've got another little guy over there. Let me go ahead and take care of the projectile slinging buggers first. There's probably spikes along the floor here somewhere. Okay. I like to have a feel for the room that I'm in before I try and grab chests or anything of that nature. Just me being safe. And if we survive this well enough, maybe I'll go ahead and do a hard mode Ponce de Leon run. I don't really know if I'm up to the task right now with the way my fingers are going. I may have to do a couple practice runs in between here and then. Because everything, basically, if you haven't seen the Super House of Ninjas yet, I am going to do Super House of Dead Ninjas pretty soon. I did 1 episode. It's a test episode. If you guys like it, you'll let me know. But basically, it's a really, really fast-paced version of Rogue Legacy with all of the RPG elements taken out. So, like, you don't level things up or anything of that nature. It's more a Nintendo-esque kind of homage experience. And so, because your jump is a lot lower and everything like that, you don't have as much float on your jump. You don't have... A number of things are very, very different, and so because the games are similar but not alike at the same time, it definitely makes playing both games simultaneously very, very difficult. Your fingers definitely try and betray you. I'm not going to go down to the darkness as of yet. We may go down there a little bit later once we get everything else cleared out. This is a cursed gold run, so if you're not interested in seeing me grab some cash in this episode, this might not be the most entertaining episode to watch, to be honest. I can definitely see a difference in the exchange rates between... Oh, no. Almost made a mistake right there. But anyways, I can see a difference in the exchange rate between the chests at the bare minimum. The chests definitely seem to be dropping a few extra coins here and there, giving us a little bit of extra Skrilla. God. Oh, and that was a Doom Trit, unfortunately. He's got to go. I'm going to eat a hit right there because I can. At least the Doomvis is not spreading all kinds of ridiculous projectiles all over the place. This is a room that I'm not a big fan of, and I tried to jump in without paying attention, which is a big mistake. Now, these little dudes right here, I prefer to try and kill them all together. They have a little bit slower of a fire rate than their smaller cousins. We've got a Grace rune right there. Okay, good. They have a slower fire rate than their cousins, which means that you can actually run up and kind of just chain hit them over and over and over again, which makes them in some ways not quite as bad as their otherwise ocular friends. I don't see anything over this way. Let me check my map real fast, just to make sure. Oh, we missed something down in the bottom right corner, so that is where I am headed, because I don't want to have to make the trudging, begrudging trek back over and in here. That was both alliterative and it rhymed. I should get bonus points. It should just crop up and be like, you know what, bud? Here's like an extra 50 gold, just for making a rhyme and alliteration at the same time. Alright, a little bit of gold there, like 200 gold from that chest, which is going to work out mighty fine. We're already up to... Oh, what is this one? I've actually never seen this board before. I'm going to read it, because I got requests to read these too. So, oh, it's actually one of the big nasty buggers. Okay. And so I'm actually going to be kind of ambitious in my use of projectiles here. Now, this guy is not so bad, except the corners of the portrait can be a little bit sketchy. They can definitely get you into trouble. Oh, God. What a horrible, horrible, bad show. Bad show, old boy. Bad show. And it looks like we got, yeah, there we go. Got a little bit of extra gold there. Hopefully we'll pick up the difference. That was a poor show. Sometimes it's difficult. That one's one of the random events that I actually have trouble with in the long run. I probably could have paid attention a little bit better and saw that one coming, but unfortunately... Everybody loses track every now and again, so it is what it is, and we live with it as best as possible. We aren't going to run off into a corner and shoot ourselves just yet. I mean, I might. If I get one more of those and I play as poorly, I just might shoot myself. It's like seppuku, you know. It's my samurai LP honor. God. If that was a thing where I had to kill myself every time I failed, I think I probably would have offed myself right around the first episode. And No Moria definitely would have been a casualty. No Moria would have killed me off indefinitely, so... Well, I guess all killings off are indefinite unless you're a vampire or something. Or a Highlander. God, what a great show. When is Highlander gonna get remade? They've remade everything known but Highlander. I mean, they really, that's an 80s show that they really, really need to revive. I watched Highlander like an addict when I was a little kid. That was one of my favorite random, like, Sunday afternoon shows. And it looks like we got an extra room right here, so let's check it on out. I actually haven't been paying attention to the periphery of the screen for little gnome holes or anything like that. I probably should. Considering that we are reaping the benefits of being a dwarf. I think we just about got this cleared off. I think we're going to try and push for the forest next. We're going to do everything in order. I find that I get better hauls of cash when I do it that way. And as luck would have it, we found ourselves a forest. So let's get on in here. It looks like the game is being generous with food, which is good. That's how I prefer it. You know, when it comes to fried chicken, I prefer that people be very, very generous with their holdings. I am a giant, like most Americans. I don't think there's a whole lot of Americans out there who will say that they dislike fried chicken. It's one of those subtle American classics that just raises your cholesterol, and at the same time, I remember whenever I used to eat terrible foods for myself. Ooh, I saw what you tried to do there, Mr. Bones. Mr. Boney McBonerton. Anyways, I remember I went one time and I got ice cream at like some ice cream shop, and I was like in the middle of a diet. I used to weigh like a lot. Like I was like young Schmidt. I don't know if you, oh God, that was terrifying. I don't even know what to say about that whole thing. That is terrifying. I don't know if you guys watch The New Girl, and I'm probably embarrassing myself by saying that I watch it, because it's kind of a girl show, but it's still kind of funny. But anyways, if you guys watch The New Girl, young Schmidt was like super chubby and everything, and that's how I was when I first got into college. Now, they talk about the freshman 40, where you gain like 40 pounds when you're first on your own, like away from your parents, and there's probably a treasure chest up here. Yep, there is. Terrible. I always destroy those rooms on accident, but I don't think there was any way around it without us losing health. But anyways, my freshman 40 was more like a freshman 80, and then I spent my sophomore and junior years like losing it all and like dropping back down to like 120 pounds. And so I remember one time, this is a long story, like sometimes you've got to like circumnavigate a story. Circumnavigating a story when I should have been circumnavigating that fireball. But in any case, let's see here. What was I? Oh yeah, I went to an ice cream place one time while I was on my dieting phase where I was trying to drop that freshman 80. And I went in and I was like, I don't really want ice cream. It was gelato, actually. I'm a sucker for gelato, even though it makes me sick. Every time I eat gelato, I get sick. I don't know why. But anyways, I'm a sucker for it. I thought he was going to die with one hit. And so anyways, being a sucker for gelato, somebody told me, and this is a really, really long story to go through just to get to a subtle antidote. But anyways, not the antidote as in a poison, but I almost didn't buy ice cream, but then the guy at the counter was like, bad for the body, good for the soul. And I was like, oh, that's kind of true. Hey, the spikes killed him. That worked out great. And so ever since then, whenever I need to justify eating something terrible, I'm like, bad for the body, good for the soul. And that entire giant diatribe could have probably been told in a much shorter and more efficient way. Probably could have been more cogent. Definitely could have been more cogent. But, you know, it is what it is. And this down dropping is something that is definitely... Oh, I still got hit by it. Are you serious? That is just ugly. It is ugly and embarrassing, and I don't much care for it, sir. Kind of work my way around to this little ocular asshole here. There we go, I got him. Got my health back, too. Got my health back, too. Isn't that a wonderful thing? Isn't that just yippity-doo? Doesn't it make you just want to sing a tune? Oh, the one spot where there was spikes. Come on now. Come on now. Blech. And so this down drop, and I'll tell you why this down drop is giving me... Oh, there's a little hobbit hole right there. The down drop is giving me trouble because it's one of the things that shares... What's going on here? Oh, I could have just gone up and around, couldn't I? Oh, hobbit hole, you betray me. Hobbit hole, you betray me. But anyways... Oh, and I still missed it. This is just not my day. Those blind jumps are definitely taking it out on me. But... as I was saying, with Super House of Dead Ninjas, there's a down jump too, and you have to time it differently. Luckily, I think we have 2 fountains on our hands, so worst case scenario is when we run back to the earlier zone before we go up and into the Maya, grab ourselves a little bit of health at that extra fountain that we were holding in reserve. Never a terrible plan to keep your power-ups in reserve. I would have loved to have seen a Helios buff in this part. Chase that horse down and beat him to death. make PETA nice and angry at me before I go through the rest of this episode. And I almost missed a chest there. That would have been kind of embarrassing. Little projectiles being thrown about. Some arrows just kind of peppering me. I have no intention to pull a 300 right here and just be completely and totally quilled. So I'll try and stay out of the way of those. Grab a couple more gold bags right there. I prefer my golden bags. They have lock boxes. Ooh, a little bit of extra chicken. Feeling mighty fine. And you know what's sad? Every time I play this game and I eat a bunch of chicken in the game, I end up going and getting fried chicken. I can't help it. It looks too delicious. Or if you've ever been to Disneyland, you know those giant turkey hawk leg type deals that look like something out of a medieval Ren fair? They sell those there, and every time I go there I have to get one of those too and just walk around with my giant turkey leg of engorgement. Get rid of him and then take his chest of goodies. And you see a pretty good advance in the amount of gold that you get. I'm pretty surprised. Using 2 of those curse runes, we seem to be getting a lot more reward for not a whole lot of risk, to be honest. I'm not seeing a giant difficulty jump. There's the distinct possibility that I might see a difficulty jump pretty soon in the future, but I don't know. How are you guys faring with this game? Down in the comments, let me know how you're doing. I know you guys are probably... I'm taking my sweet time with this playthrough because I've beaten it already, but I know you guys are probably in like new game plus at this point. And I'm just embarrassing myself left and right here. Let me jump around behind this idiot and take him out. There we go. But how are you guys doing? You guys on like new game plus 50 by now? This is just boring to you at this point, I bet. It is what it is. We live with the fact that Splattercat is a little bit behind the curve. What's sad is when I started this playthrough, I was like, yeah, I'm playing way better than all the other launch people. And then now all of a sudden I'm just like, everybody else is on their new game plus times 50 playthroughs. I'm the only one still here. He's gonna jump. I knew he was gonna jump. Little bugger. And I had no room to jump over him right there, which is a shame. Hopefully we'll find ourselves a bit more chicken. Sounds like there's one down below me too, so I'll have to be careful. He's below me, and I gotta make sure he doesn't cleave me in twain to make this sound Ivanhoe-esque. I'm a giant fan of Ivanhoe, by the way. If you guys have never read Ivanhoe, you should definitely jump on that shenanigan. Alright, so that's all out of the way. I think this floor is more or less cleared. Oh, we can't jump? Yeah, I take your challenge. I take your challenge. Let's do this thing. I got a dash rune. And there we are. So nice and clean. Got ourselves a vault rune. Okay. I accept that. Then I've also recently... I just realized I just said I accept that. I just recently started restarting Sons of Anarchy too. God, there's so many projectiles. Why do you guys like to throw things at me? That really seems just sort of mean to dwarves. I mean, the coolest character in a TV series ever is a dwarf, so there's that. Yeah, and I had a feeling he was going to jump right there. See if I can strafe backwards. Take care of these little buggers right here. Watch for falling bones, much like the red light district on a Saturday night. See if I can get up in here. Take these out. Although I would assume most of the bones on a Saturday night special for a red light district will be falling in one way or another. At least failing. God. There we go. And so that room looks to be about neutralized. Check this way, got a jukebox. A box o' jukes. And yet, I am more interested in the chicken which surrounds it. Dodge his flaming balls of fire for just a moment, kill them off, and then take their treasure! All of your treasure is now my treasure, skulls. Flaming skull, guys. That's one thing, if I could die and come back as anything, I've always said this. I've long said that after I die, I would love to come back as a ghost and just haunt somebody. Just kind of be that, you know, that turd in the swimming pool. Just that Snicker bar in the public pool that just bothers people. Because the thing about ghosts is, like, there's a bunch of people that believe in them and a bunch of people that don't, but if you were a ghost, you could actually, like, feed the overall conspiracy and just completely and totally just mess with the whole system. Like, find some guy that doesn't believe in ghosts and then totally haunt him so he's got to go back on his word. Or haunt some little kid somewhere. That'd be kind of a dick move, but it would still kind of be funny. I admit that I'm a little sadistic here. And I think I'm going to have to take him out with scythes. I had a friend when I was growing up that would always call scythes skiths. And it used to drive me crazy every time. I mean, it shouldn't. His illiteracy shouldn't have bothered me. It's really kind of a sad sign of the times, but in any case, it bothered me. And so, now you know. that if you say skith around me, I shall say, "Sir, cease your skithing, lest my ears tingle and turn red." Oh, I forgot I turned my overlay back on. Hopefully, God. I turned my overlay back on because I had people that were talking to me while I was playing games, and I felt bad because it would just sit there blinking for my, like, 4-hour Grand Theft Auto sessions. And so it would sit there and blink, and I would feel really, really guilty because they would have, like, honest-to-God questions about the channel that I probably should answer. And then I would come back later and realize, what am I doing here? Oh, that's up above me. Okay. Now I would realize I should probably answer their questions and be a good steward. So I turned it back on, and so now I'm hoping somebody doesn't just totally bomb me with questions while I'm sitting here now, just ba-blink, ba-blink, ba-blink every 3 seconds, which used to be a problem that I had. Jumping over through there. Ooh, and we found the boss room, which means we're going to get a little bit more chicken and also a nice little glass of water. I like to think that it's blue alcohol, but maybe that's just me. Only 8 back there. We can't fight this boss again, and I believe that the forest is completely cleared out. Let's go ahead and jump on our teleporter here. I think what I shall do with this teleporter is go to the boss room, and we'll Mega Man our way on out. And now that we're back in this boss room, where was that? There it is. Okay. So I'm semi-tempted to go and grab myself that spring over there, but I'm not going to do it. That one looks like it's standing out a little bit, but maybe my eyes are just deceiving me in my old age. Jump up through here, and I'm starting to get the feel for the game again. My fingers are feeling a little less clumsy. For the time being, they're still feeling a little bit weird though, just not quite right. So I think this may be, I'll probably do a couple runs in between here, there, and everywhere before we go much further. I mean, I'm not getting hit quite as much, but definitely this episode has been pretty sloppy. If I was playing anything other than the Barbarian, I don't think I would have gotten away with it. Take him out with Life Drain, we'd be able to offset the losses a little bit better. I mean, I'm not getting hit too much to the point where I'm just like, oh my, let's scrub this episode altogether. But still taking a few more hits than I would like to. Playing it a little bit safe. That's why I took the Barbarian too, is because I knew my fingers were going to betray me. Just the phalangeal betrayal that no Rogue Legacy player likes to deal with. And the overall lesson that we learned from that situation is never play 2 similar games at the same time while doing a Let's Play series, because you will end up regretting it. Sir, you will not throw your ice at me. That habit is one that I do not have. This is not Breaking Bad. I want none of your ice. Keep it to yourself, Heisenberg. Keep all of the ice where you want it. And so, let's see if I can nail that one. Sometimes I miss that one still. I know I gave you guys advice on how to do it, and that's just part of the overall hypocrisy of Let's Playing. You get to advise other people how to do stuff and then mess up every time. Oh, had an extra projectile there that I didn't want to deal with. Things will probably get a wee bit nastier here on this level because the level ups do seem to be making them quite robust. They do seem to be taking a bit less damage there. Ooh, okay. What's up, guy? What's up, guy? Got rid of him because he is not my buddy, friend. We've got this guy right here. I just don't even want to attempt it. There's too little of a runway right here. I prefer my runways to be well kept, and that was unfortunately not the runway that I'm looking for. Neither was that one. Luckily we critted right there though, and it took him out. I'm going to try and use magic a bit more. I know that in my playstyle, that is one thing that I find to be, I'll eat hits instead of using magic, and that's something that I really need to get under control if I ever want to get my playstyle truly above par. And I know you guys have brought it up, so I thank you for that, because it is something that is lacking in the overall way that I approach the game. Yeah, both of these are going to be mimics or something, I can tell already. And what's sad is even the mimics don't have any treasure. They just got, like, weak lunch money. Barely buy pizza on Pizza Day. Pizza Day was the best day of the week. I don't know if you guys listened to the Aquabats or not, but the Aquabats had a song where Friday was Pizza Day, and at my school, Friday was Pizza Day, so that song matched up, and it just made the whole experience that much better. We've got some rather serious ballistic exchange going on right here, along with a lupine engagement that we're going to have to deal with. I think I would actually prefer just to stay away from him for now. But he's back down low, so I don't know how I want to deal with. Oh no, that was an accident. I did not mean to do that. Oh god, and there's a doom trit too. That is a substantial issue. Yeah, figured I was gonna have to take a hit there somehow. I don't know how much health these wolves are gonna have, so I'm gonna try and dodge right after I hit them just to make sure. But we are taking a lot more damage. It seems like they get a damage boost too. So, all things considered, I'm going to have to play this one a little bit closer to the chest. Not tempt fate quite so much as I might used to. There we go. Get ourselves situated here. Oh no. Yeah. I tried to drop through the floor right there. That's what that little jump was afterwards. I wasn't trying to go up, I was trying to go down. Unfortunately. There we go. Alright, so we'll get ourselves another chest here. I loathe to leave anything behind, and then going back down is always easy. You can just go like that. You'll have to forgive my minor qualms with traps that I should have under my belt by now. And the chain tours are definitely having a bit more health, just to make sure the chain ball gets destroyed. I'm going to try and do away with him while it's underground, although with that one I panicked a bit. Oh, and I knew I was going to take a hit right there, unfortunately. Got an instant portal to the underground right there if we really wanted to catch up on our hipster music, but we're not going to go there just yet. In fact, I don't think we're really going to make it too much further. Let's go ahead and handle him first, just to make sure that he's not barking up our already sizable trouble tree. And he's going to get angry in just a second and try and charge us. Ponce de Leon's offspring. Dodge him, and then we'll handle him first and foremost, because he has got to go if we're going to deal with all these quick movers. I would prefer to take that one out that's off screen too, but I got nervous right there, so... Damn. Definitely feeling the heat right now. So, what I'm reasonably assuming at this point is that Super House of Dead Ninjas is off the table with regards to being able to be simultaneously played for the time being until I finish this series off. Barely dodged that hit right there, and then that final swing should do it for her. That'll do. He's in a bit of a precarious situation because I've got to kind of juke in to get at him because he's up in the air, so I have to be mid-jump to get him. Fortunately, going to have to live with the lack of health here. Let's play with our own fates and mess with the Doom Trit. I don't think the Doom Trit can get knocked back, so I'm going to keep away from spikes as best as possible. God, terrible. Simply terrible, my friends. Well, I hope this episode was entertaining because it is definitely not skillful. Without life drain, I don't see any reason to go after these last couple Doom Trits. Let me see how far I am here from any shelter. I think that's a one-way portal. I was going to say I was going to try and use that portal to get to where I wanted to be, but it is one way as I recall. I should have known from the start that that wasn't... Oh, and there goes that spike right there. I should have dashed. Well, that's that. So for this episode, we did a curse run. It was fun. We're about out of time. So my name is Splattercat. I hope you enjoyed this. In the next episode, we'll probably make a run on Ponce de Leon and see how that goes. Take him out nice and squarely. Get ourselves a beefy character and see if we can go after him. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the Nerd Castle for another episode of Rogue Legacy, which is always entertaining. I hope you choose to join me next time, and I had a lot of fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everybody.